Oh yes, I am so trustworthy.
Why? Been a while since I've done a nitpick rant. And I'm gonna have a little venting about The Dark Knight Rises. Now that might seem like an odd thing. It's not a new movie. At this point, it's a movie that's been pretty picked over as well as far as, its issues go. And there's plenty of stuff to pick on all over the place with this thing. There's everything from how did Bruce Wayne get from that hole back to Gotham? Why did the entire GCPD go into the sewers? But those are things that have been picked over by so many people. That's cliche to bring that stuff up. No, I want to talk about the thing that bugs me about this film, that has bugged me from the very first time that I saw it. And this is not the only film I've seen it in, but it is one of the more prominent examples. Why does anyone believe Bane? So the scene I'm talking about specifically, this is after Bane has, revealed that he has a bomb. He's holding the city hostage. He's isolated it. And he rolls up with tanks. And he takes out this speech written by Commissioner Gordon about how Harvey Dent wasn't the paragon and martyr that he has been remembered as. And he puts to shame this whole notion of the Dent Act that the city has been using to help clean up the streets because Harvey Dent tried to kill Jim Gordon's son. And he was a monster, and Jim Gordon has been perpetuating a lie. That's what this statement says. And Bane reads it to the masses. Yes, Jim Gordon reveals that this man, he was no hero. And the result of that is the city basically falls apart. And I went back and rewatched this. I checked this. Now, to be fair, part of this is Bane's own doing. He does, basically blow a hole in the prison and a bunch of prisoners come out. But, right after that, ordinary people are storming the street and smashing up penthouses. And they appear to be going after the wealthy and the rich. The film seems to be trying to say that revealing the lie that Gotham has been subsisting on for the past however long the gap is between the movies, I forget, that makes everything crumble. Except why would anyone believe Bane? Now, we as the audience have a reason to believe him because we know that speech is authentic. We've seen it, and we get to see Gordon's reaction when he realizes Bane's have it. So we know it's legitimate. But the film uses that as an excuse to get away with explaining, oh, so the people know too. Why? Why would the people believe him? This is a guy who showed up out of nowhere, has a mask, and talks like this. And he's using a bomb to threaten the city. He's rolling tanks through. He's blowing up the prison and releasing everybody. And he holds up a piece of paper. And he says, this piece of paper proves this city is a lie. And everyone goes, riot! I'm sorry, what? The only way that works is A, if it is verifiably authentic, which it's not as presented. It would have been one thing if, if Jim Gordon had practiced the speech on his own and Bane had gotten someone to take video of him doing that. So they knew it was Gordon. That would be evidence that it was Gordon's own words. Because otherwise it's just a piece of paper. So that doesn't work. So the only other way this works is if Gotham is in such a state, everything is so screwed up, that basically people are just waiting for the excuse. All the fuel is there. Somebody just needed to light the match. But that doesn't work here. Not in this Gotham. Not in a Gotham that has been so quiet that Batman has been retired. Retired. Batman, the walking embodiment of obsession, has not felt the need to come back. That's how stable it is. No, even if you're going to say the only way it got this way was the Dent Act and it's in Harvey Dent's memory, so if we taint that, it goes away. Okay, but who's going to believe a crazy person with a piece of paper? Why would this one nut job speaking cause the common people to lose their minds like this? Now if you saw my review of Joker, I had a lot of mixed feelings about that movie, but this is an area where that movie managed to pull off what Dark Knight Rises tries and fails to do, because Gotham City, as presented in Joker, absolutely is such a mess of a city that it just takes somebody to light the match and throw it on the mess that's already there, and the whole thing goes up in flames. Joker sells Gotham as being that kind of city. Dark Knight Rises fails. Maybe Gotham was that back in Batman Begins, but even at the time of The Dark Knight, like the entire point of The Dark Knight was, even when put in a situation where they have every encouragement to give up their morals, the people still don't do it. If the Joker couldn't pull it off, Bane reading off a piece of paper gets the people to rise up and start to eat each other in a way that the Joker only dreamed of? No. There is no freaking way that anybody would ever believe this guy. Oh, and of course, everyone just happened to find out because look, he's just standing on a freaking street corner with a megaphone. Yes, he's being recorded on TV, but is literally everybody in the city watching TV at that exact time? I know it's a standard trope in TV and movies that it's like the expositional news network, the news, exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. And that's how news works in movies, but like, come freaking on. It's one thing to make that leap for one character who needs a specific piece of information from the news. You're basically saying that literally the entire city is watching nothing but the news. And yes, I know the situation that they're in, but I'm sorry. If I'm stuck in that situation, I'm hunkering down and I'm watching comfort food. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm nuts. But they do not sell Gotham as being crazy enough, on the brink enough for this to work. And I hate this as a thing. I hate when a character says something and then all the other characters involved just believe them when they have no reason to. One of the first videos I ever did on this channel that wasn't one of the scripted shorts, you go way back. It was a video talking about why do we as an audience believe Darth Vader when he says, "I am your father," to Luke Skywalker. Because we shouldn't. There is no way we should believe him. He is the bad guy. He has every reason to lie. We have every reason to doubt him. He has no credibility, but that moment works. And I even talked about specifically why, because that has things that play multiple layers between Luke's reaction and the music that is brought in and the weight of it that it is given. It sells that. And more to the point, it sells it to this one character who has to buy it, as opposed to an entire freaking city who not only has to believe this guy, but they also have to all come to the conclusion, well, grab your truncheon and go after the 1%. I'm sorry. No, that's stupid. And that is the element and aspect of The Dark Knight Rises that drives me crazy, but is one that I feel like nobody ever talks about. So there you go. There's my nitpick rant on that one. I've had that on the list to do for a long time. It is not topical or relevant anymore, if it ever was, from when I was planning to talk about it. But man, Feels good to get that off my chest. Quick word about this video sponsor, my Patreon. Because if you disagree with YouTube and believe that I should earn money off of what I put up here, and you don't think copyright holders with no understanding of fair use should be able to take the revenue from me, well, Patreon is a great way to show me that you care about what I do, because YouTube doesn't give a crap. So, with that little bit out of the way, yes, there is a Patreon link down below. You can help me out with that. But, you know what also helps? Hitting like, hitting subscribe, sharing the video. And if whatever thoughts you have about this, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Other stuff down there as well, link to my other social media stuff and other things besides, like a book I wrote and things of that nature. So, click on stuff. The buttons, the links, they take you places, they do things, or don't. You don't have to, because at the end of the day, you're the council. I'm just running the meetings, and until next time, this council
Is adjourned.